I'm Rob. It's his morning crew. So grateful for your company today. Jim's not with us. He's helping his son move in Nashville, Tennessee. That's where his son lives. So he's like moving across town. And then Liz Riles will be joining us on Monday to be a permanent addition to his morning crew. We're so looking forward to that. So earlier this year, I moved. And we learned that we really needed to declutter our life. We had so much stuff that we accumulated over 20 years. Now, we don't get involved in spring cleaning. At least I don't. Amy does, my wife a little bit. But now we're like really making sure that we don't clutter up things like we did. We got rid of a lot of stuff. So I'm wondering, since we're getting closer to spring and spring cleaning's a thing, what you kind of need to declutter or clean out of your house at 800-447-7234. You're on his radio.
Well, it would be my shoes. I just got rid of 40 pairs, though.
40 pairs? Well, good for you. That's a lot of shoes to get rid of.
However, I still have over 100 in my closet.
Well, you got a lot of accessories.
You can never have enough because shoes will never let you down. They'll always fit you no matter what you weigh.
Yeah, right? So here's this guy that has a point to prove. Mitch. Mitch owns a dog food company. So he thought, you know what? I want to make sure people understand that the dog food that I produce in my dog food company is very great for the dogs. As a matter of fact, he said that he'll eat it himself for 30 days. And that's what he did. He started January 3rd. He just wrapped up on the 2nd. He wanted to show, man, the quality of the dog food is so good that I could eat it. So just how did he prepare this delicious treat?
A lot of people want to know, what's the most disgusting thing you've eaten so far? I took our Heartstrong beef meal topper and I took our elk meal topper and I mixed them with about 5-6 ounces of water and shook them up and I drank it. It was the most disgusting thing I've ever drank in my life.
First 4 days, he's honest. He said that was really tough. He did not feel good whatsoever. By the 3rd week, he was getting accustomed to his new tasty treat of dog food palate. And by the end of the month, he lost 30 pounds. Dude, 30-pound dog food diet. Disgusting, isn't it? What was the first meal he ate after it was all done? It was pulled pork nachos and stuffed jalapeno. How do you have pulled pork nachos? Well, anyway, this guy did it with dog food. We started thinking about on his morning crew and his radio, the cleanup of the house. You know, spring cleaning is right around the corner. People try to get an early start on that. Clutter just kind of happens. What is it that you need to get out of the house and just kind of clean up? You're on his radio.
I absolutely have way too many handbags, purses.
Oh, really? Why do you think you have so many?
It's an obsession. I do need help. Seeking counseling for this obsession. But I did purge recently. I have a huge box of handbags that I'm about to donate. So I've started the healing process.
That's good, because the next person that goes to the thrift store and sees that great handbag that you donated is going to be completely blessed. Good for you. Here's a letter that was left on a park bench just the other day, and here's what it reads. Hello, my name is Phil. I'm an Englishman and now homeless in Melbourne. I slept on this bench last night at Faulkner Park. A very kind lady left some food for me for when I woke up. I think she's a nurse at Alfred. She had on a blue uniform and she walked away. I just would like to say thank you to her. That was the note that was left literally on a park bench. People passed by, they saw it. Somebody took a picture of it and they posted it, of course, and a lot of people saw it. So they're trying to reunite these two so that he can say thank you from the bottom of his heart. He's just a kind man, fell upon some really tough times, and somebody cared enough to say, you know what? Even though he's sleeping right now, I just want to leave some food for him so he has something to eat when he wakes up. Needing more caring people like that in this world. May I be like that so that people can find Jesus. This was all caught on a parked car's dash cam. It's quite amazing. There's this woman. She's wearing headphones. Her face is down, looking at her phone, maybe texting. She's walking down the street. She goes to cross the street. And she has no idea that there's a car coming. However, there's this one guy who's watching. He's walking her way on the sidewalk, and he'll explain to you what happens next.
I was trying to wave to her. She couldn't hear me, obviously, so I ran out and just kind of pulled her back. And after all that happened, she was kind of in shock.
Yeah, so he runs to her, grabs her like in a hug motion and pulls her back toward the sidewalk so that she would not get hit by that car. She was almost run over. I mean, this was really inches away from her getting hit by that car. She's wearing the headphones and texting as she's walking down the road. This guy is like a superhero. It was like Spider-Man came her way and saved her. He's like, this is just anybody would have helped her if they would have seen that. But so many people, you've seen it happen. They're texting, they're falling. I ran into a pole one time. I stopped texting while I was walking. It was horrible. But you get the whole idea. I mean, thankfully, that God had him at the right place at the right time and saved that lady's life. We've been kind of, in my family, decluttering. We started when we moved. We had 20 years of stuff piled up in our home, and we thought we did a pretty good job of not cluttering things up, but we had 2 trucks that we moved with at the beginning of the year from one house across to town to another house when we moved out. And we're like, wow, we got to declutter here and clean some things up. So I'm wondering what you're doing to clean out the house at 800-447-7234. You're on his radio.
What do we have? Clothes.
Oh, I so get that. Our kids are kind of spread out in age, so it helps every now and then to pass them down the line.
Yeah, fortunately, we have cousins that are younger, and so we can usually, farm it down. And it's great with our church because there's kids of all ages, so it's basically like a big swap meet.
Oh, and that's good, too, because you're helping out a lot of the families that are in church that with all those extra clothes instead of pawning them off somewhere else or to a consignment shop, which is great when you're trying to raise some money. But if you don't have to, that's cool. You can help out others like that. What about you, Heather? You're on his radio.
We live in a mill house, and we have 5 people. So I clean out every 3 months.
Well, that takes a lot of discipline to do. How do you keep up with that?
I guess you can say I have OCD, and I have to just do it.
You do,
and
don't you?
And I have a special needs child.
You're on the go constantly.
Yes, I have a child that's in marching band and winter guard, and then I have a spinal bifida child. We only have 1 bathroom. So with 3 kids and 2 adults, we have to, in the mill house, you know how that means.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to keep it clean. So you have to declutter constantly.
You do, don't you? Well, Heather, with what you're walking through in life, you are just a super mom. You're a superhuman to me. God's called you to be exactly where you are for your family. That's amazing.
I work in an industry that just gives me T-shirts all the time. I have so many T-shirts I need to get rid of, 75% of them.
I totally feel you in that. So what are you going to do with all those T-shirts?
You know that show with Maria Kondo where she says to put all your stuff on the bed and then sort it out?
Yeah. I've seen that.
What do you have to do? You're supposed to thank the clothes and then send them away. So I think we're going to be doing that this weekend.
Going to be thanking some clothes and saying bye-bye. Right now, we're hearing from Mary as we talk about decluttering the house at 800-447-7234. Mary, you say you're tackling a certain room in your house. Which one?
My bedroom, and trying to get rid of the things because it just looked cluttered. And I spotted something gold down on the bottom shelf of my bookcase and way back in the back. You know how you down there and you dig and dig until you snag your treasure? Got it. You know what it was? It was a tub of 45s.
Old records from way back when.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I said, oh, my God, dust all over them. You've been hiding back there.
Yeah, those things are archaic now. But you know what? Those records, if you have a record player, are starting to make a comeback in some circles of life.